Hi, everyone. This short item, the Dalai Lama and Thomas Merton, is actually taken from the Thomas Merton Center at Bellarmine University in Kentucky. It's very short, and honestly, it won't tell you anything that you don't already know, but it's a nice way to sum up this week our discussion on quote unquote leaving the comfort zone, which is the title of the first chapter of the Dalai Lama's book Towards a True Kinship of Faiths. So we'll begin with this famous photo, which you've already seen, of Father Thomas Merton on the left and a young Dalai Lama on the right. This was taken in 1968. The Dalai Lama is about 33 years old. And the Dalai Lama, for perspective, the Dalai Lama is now 90 years old at the time of this recording. It's January 2026. And Father Thomas Merton would actually pass away a month after this photo was taken in 1968. His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Thomas Merton met in November 1968 in Dharamsala, India, where the Dalai Lama was living in exile and while Merton was on his tour of Asia. His Holiness and Thomas Merton had three lengthy meetings during the 8 days Merton was staying with the exiled Tibetans. After their final meeting, Merton wrote, "It was a warm and cordial discussion, and at the end I felt we, that is, the Dalai Lama and he, had become very good friends. I feel a great respect and fondness for him as a person and believe too that there is a real spiritual bond between us." The feeling was undoubtedly mutual. In his autobiography, Freedom in Exile, the Dalai Lama described Merton's visit as one of his happiest memories of this time and said that it was Thomas Merton who introduced him to the real meaning of the word Christian. Later, in an interview, when asked the three most influential people in his life, His Holiness replied, his Dharma teacher, Dharma refers to the teachings of the Buddha, Chairman Mao Zedong, China's paramount leader and the man who gave the order for the Chinese to invade Tibet in 1950, leading to the Dalai Lama's escape and exile, and Thomas Merton. So the Dalai Lama essentially said the three most influential people in his life were his religion teacher, the man who invaded his country, and Thomas Merton. Again and again, over the years of his public teachings, the Dalai Lama has held up Thomas Merton as a model for interfaith dialogue and world peace. At the Abbey of Gethsemane in 1996, that's in Kentucky where Merton lived, the Dalai Lama said, "I always consider myself as one of Thomas Merton's Buddhist brothers. So I always remember him, and I always admire his activities and his lifestyle. Since my meeting with him, I really follow some of his examples. So for the rest of my life, the impact of meeting him will remain until my last breath. I really want to state that I make this commitment, and this will remain until my last breath."